So David Goggins and alcohol. David Goggins is one of my biggest inspirations. If you don't know who he is, then definitely you got to look this guy up. One of the most inspiring human beings you'll ever discover in like 15 seconds of who he is. Basically, he's one of the only guys to complete 3 Navy SEALs Hell Weeks within a 12-month period. He's ran over 60 100-mile races, including he actually ran 60 miles on 2 broken legs. And that's just like a tip of the iceberg. This guy is crazy. But anyways, he has a book out called Can't Hurt Me. He just released it in December 2018. Excellent book. I've actually read it 3 times. It's so inspiring. But I've listened to like every podcast, speech from David Goggins, and so I know that he doesn't drink alcohol. In fact, he doesn't even consume caffeine. He doesn't like to consume anything or do any kind of things that are gonna weaken him. He likes to always keep a Spartan mindset. And so in his book, something that I really loved is he really climbed the ranks of the military. He was in the Navy SEALs, and he climbed the ranks, become special operations, and he was talking about how the Navy SEALs and special ops and everything it becomes kind of like a brotherhood, like a fraternity. And we all know what fraternity is like in college. It's like the boys group and lots of drinking, partying, and although they may be getting good grades and successful, but they do like to party. And so he was talking about how the Navy SEALs and the special ops kind of has that the brotherhood, and after duty, the guys like to go out to the bars and drink and chase women and and just be boys together. And so he was saying how he's always been kind of like a lone wolf. He wasn't into that type of stuff. After his duty, he would like to go just by himself back to his room and and study and read or put in extra physical training just so that way he could constantly keep improving and keeping his mind like a Spartan sharp. And he talks about in the book how at one point his team leader came to him, and someone who he really respected, and told him, David, you're not really one of the guys. You're not really one of the boys. You're so isolated. All the other guys, they go out together and they have a good time, and I think that because you're so isolated, that it's gonna hold you back, and it's gonna it's gonna hurt you and everything. And it really hurt hearing this from his team leader because this is someone who he respected, and essentially what he was suggesting to him is that he should be going out after duty to the bars and wanting women and song and having fun with all the rest of the guys to get to know each other better and to bond. And but David Goggins refused. He said, what? He as much as he respected this team leader, he said, no, we're supposed to be the elite military of the world, some of the toughest human beings in the world, and I want to keep my mind sharp, and I want to keep improving. I want to keep becoming dedicated to becoming the best of the best of the best, and I'm not going to lower my standards just to get other people to like me. And I thought that was so powerful, because how many of us will lower our standards just to get other people to like us? You're staying clean, you're training hard, you're sober, but then all of a sudden your friends, come on, you got to relax a little bit, YOLO, you only live life once, okay, you have a drink, and you're essentially lowering your standards just to get other people to like you. Or maybe you're single, you want to go out on a date, but your date is expecting you to have a glass of wine with her or him or her, and you give into it, and you're basically you're lowering your standards just to try to get someone else to like you. And so I just thought that was so inspiring to hear that from him, that it's okay to say no. And obviously it worked out for him, because he talks about after he got out of the military, he went on, and that was just like a stepping stone in the path to the his success and how much he has accomplished in his life, where going on and becoming an incredible athlete, and doing all kinds of ridiculous races, 100-mile races and 200-mile races, and just like ludicrous things. He set the Guinness Book of World Records for the most pull-ups, where he talks about how a lot of guys who were in the Navy SEALs and special ops and things like that, after they got out, they just went downhill. You know, they gained weight, they got out of shape, and how you know, they would come to him and be like, oh, you know, how do you stay so motivated? You know, and they're basically just basking in the glory days of when they were a SEAL. But he talks about how that, you know, that one simple decision to not going out with the boys and drinking wine, women, and song is really how important that is, because everything in life spirals. You know, when you make one decision, it's like a spiral dynamics where you're either spiraling up, getting better, or spiraling down, getting worse. And it's all about the habits. And so his habits were always about making his mind sharper and stronger. And he saw the Navy SEALs and the Special Ops as just a stepping stone in his life to continue to get stronger and stronger and fiercer and sharper and sharper. Where the other guys, you know, they were looking, although they were tough guys and tough hombres, but you know, they were looking for, they weren't as dedicated as him, and they were willing to, you know, when they got the chance, to take the path of least resistance, and when they got out, just basked in the glory of the glory days, and ended up gaining weight and going down and down. Not all of them. Some of them, he said, you know, on and became crazy, and you know, and achieved a lot just like him. But I think in life we all kind of come to crossroads in our life where all of a sudden we'll get these temptations put in us, and we have a choice to make. We can either take the path of least resistance, or we can choose to take the path that's has more resistance. And a lot of times you will find that the path that nobody wants to take, the path least taken, is going to have the greatest glory at the end of it, just like it did for him. Now he's a best-selling author, all kinds of accomplishments, where the other, you know, people, you know, we really don't even know who most of them are. And so the path of least resistance is typically going to lead to you know, not the kind of results you want in life, where we're taking the most challenging path in life, and taking the, you know, he chose to take a path that no one else wanted to do. And even though everybody else was doing this, he decided to stay true to his heart and his standards and what he believed for himself, and obviously it paid off. So just a quick inspirational message about David Goggins and him and how he feels about alcohol. So with that being said, guys, hope you have a great day, great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life, baby. See ya.